This show is a member of the Sorgatron Media Podcast Network. Find out more at sorgatronmedia.com. This show is brought to you by Slice on Broadway, supporting Pittsburgh podcasting with the perfect pepperoni pizza. Production services by Sidekick Media Services. And listeners like you, supporting us at patreon.com/AwesomeCast.
I'm getting awesome, you're getting awesome, we're getting awesome, yeah, that's what I said now. I'm getting awesome, you're getting awesome, we're getting awesome, yeah, that's what I said. Nightmares, I don't care, I love it.
It is the AwesomeCast, and I'm the Get Geeky Get Awesome. Hey, it's like I haven't done this in a couple weeks. I'm Mike Sorg at Sorgatron on the Twitter here in the Sorgatron Media in Pittsburgh, PA, and thank you to Dutters. She's taking the week off this week because she's did the solid for me twice now this month, as I've been off and on recovering from some health issues. We'll just say that for the moment, but I don't have to get into that. But I do actually talk about it a little bit on the Patreon today, as we did talk about some how do we video produce when ice storms won't let us get to our church or studio. As you may have seen versions of that even on this show in the past month. So, but with us first of all from Studio D. Studio D. He is the big C himself. I mean, C is in cheese. I want to make sure that's
cheese.
Cheese, the big cheese.
I like cheese.
John Chichilla joining us.
Especially blue cheese.
John Chichilla is joining us, our gadget guru from Big Bank International Esquire. How you doing, sir?
Good. How are you?
All right.
Feeling better, I hope?
Yes. We'll find out if I need to take a nap to get through this show. That's where we're at. So
we'll just cut to commercial. We'll come back.
I'd be like, all right,
over.
Yo, I need a minute. Here's a Slice on Broadway commercial. Goodbye. All right. Just no. Yeah. No. Getting better. And getting my wind back, I guess, is the thing. And it's going to be a big test tonight for a couple of podcasts here. Also with us, as I say, we've been talking about some video production that he's been doing with his church over in McKees Rocks. Ron Krause, the crazy Krause, with us once again. How you doing, sir?
I'm very good. How about you?
Excellent. You're back. He's like a lot better lit now. He's got a stronger connection and everything. He's got a lot going on over there.
Let's hope. We can only hope.
We can only hope. He's showing off his Xbox box.
Oh yeah, that's my the new one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Series X, but I'm finally getting to the point on Game Pass. Like I had the first game I wanted to play where it's like, no, this is only for the new consoles. So I was like, well, I need to figure out how to clear some space to install it on my MacBook. So, kind of situation, but but anyways, this is the AwesomeCast. We talk about a lot of geeky things, social media, probably going to be a lot of gadgets or other planets today. But in the meantime, please go check out everything at awesomecast.com. You can hit us up on email, awesomecast@sorgatronmedia.com for comments or advertising opportunities. Tweet us at AwesomeCast. Check out the AwesomeCast Facebook page and group. A lot of great stories going on throughout the week, including some of the awesome things that we're talking about here tonight. And then you can also please subscribe to us on your favorite podcast player. Most notably, please at least the Google Podcast and the Apple Podcast, and please leave a rating or review. We've been around 10 years, and it'd be nice to get some fresh ratings because ones that actually mention names of people who are still currently hosts. of the show. So that happens on some of our shows. It's happening on the wrestling show really bad. Somebody complains about a guy that's not even on the show anymore. So from like 8 years ago. But anyways, we do appreciate that. And of course, video versions on Facebook and YouTube and Twitch. Actually, we're over on the Sorgatron Media Twitch. However, you'd like to join us, and then you can do that and join us every Tuesday. I know we took a weird week last week because of some other things we had going on in community. But we're live every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern time on our, again, the YouTube, the Facebook, and the Sorgatron Media Twitch page. I want to give a shout out to our audio partners at the 405media.com and postindustrial.com, helping us share the awesome. And thank you to our Patreon supporters helping keep the lights on here at Sorgatron Media Studios for the awesome cast. Pay the bills. Make sure the podcast still comes out to you. Our friends at the Coffee Club level, Matt Weller, John DeGore, John Carmen, and Cynthia Clossy. And at the fan of the show level, Michael Fedor, pghmuseums.org, Professor Buzzkill with his fine podcast, and Dave Podner, or as we've affectionately started calling him over on the Wrestling Mayhem Show for no reason that applies here, DP. You can support the show again at patreon.com/awesomecast. And again, we will have some extra content that we about some of our video production practices and a cool thing coming up this weekend, I guess, over there on the Patreon page if you are supporting us over there. So I'm going to hold off on my awesome thing, which is also Dave Podner's awesome thing, by the way. But in the meantime, let's get gadgety right off the bat here with you, Krause. You have some new gadgetry, it seems.
Yes, I took the blue pill. Yeah.
Is that the color?
I'm whatever the color it is. I'm now an official Apple guy. I own both, and well, this is the Apple Watch Series 3. I cheaped out. I didn't go and buy the latest and greatest. I just couldn't spend the money.
It's a good introductory.
Yeah.
Right? So.
Well,
I'm still rocking the 3.
I am too.
Yeah, you know what it was is, and John, you and I talked about this at work, but I looked at my wife literally has had the Series 1 watch since probably the year it came out. Now, granted, in that time, there was a problem where her battery swelled, so they did replace the watch once, and that was at no cost. Apple took care of it, no big deal. But she has literally had that watch now for however many years that is. I don't even know if I could tell you how long.
You say it was when it first came out?
Yeah, it was within the first year it came out. So so the watch, and it just works. It just works for her. And I have gone down the Fitbit route a couple times, and I don't know what happens. I don't know if it's my body chemistry or something, but the last 2 Fitbits that I've owned, 4 to 6 months in of ownership, and they just stop working.
That's consistent. That I think Missy's been through like three of them when she had them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I really started thinking about it. We started the new year off right. Just we've been working on a diet. I'm down 25 pounds. I'm very happy with myself. And I decided I wanted to get a tracker of some kind, and so I started looking around, and I kept thinking about her watch and thinking about how well it's worked. And I know John's got one. I know you have one. I know a bunch of people have them. So I decided, what the heck, I'm going to do it. I have an iPhone anyway. That's usually my primary device as of late. So why not? And then I also bought the iPod Air Pros. Now, I will tell you, I did not pay for these. Big Bank International has a program where you earn points, and so I spent some of my hard-earned points and got these for essentially free. So, but they're great. I love them. They're really good headphones. I needed a good pair of headphones. I've had other ones, lots of wireless headphones, and these are just very convenient. I like, and what I like about them the most is they're going to save my marriage, because I like to listen to podcasts pretty much all day long, and that I can turn on and still hear my wife talk to me. Like I said, will save my marriage. So that whole pass-through audio is wonderful.
For me, I'm still rocking those Skull Candy inks that I got.
Yeah.
And it's the like at least you can see that they're in, and I'm just me going, excuse me, what? yeah. So, yeah, maybe it's like oh, I'm in editing mode over here. Okay, so no, that's great though. And I looked. The original one was released on September 2016, so about 4 years. So like they last. Again, Apple stuff, they last. You know, I mean, you're gonna get maybe a little, battery thing or a weird thing here or there. Most issues I've had that I don't have my laptop still lasting several years later is usually something I did. So, but no, they're great. So you got the Series 3. I think we're up to the Series 6 now. I just saw a commercial for it this evening while I was watching something else. But no,
I looked really hard at the SE.
Yeah,
because that was a little more reasonably priced.
Yeah.
But then what sold me is we were at Sam's Club, and I didn't even realize Sam's sold the watches. I knew they sold iPads and phones and things, but I didn't. And they had this one, and it was marked down substantially, and that was like, okay, that's the nail in the coffin. Sold. You know what I mean?
What is the SE? I can't remember where that lines up with everything.
It's like the 6 Lite.
It's 6 Lite, so
like 6 Lite,
it's like the 6, but really more like a 5 or a 4.
Yeah,
maybe at that point.
It doesn't have all the sensors, I think.
Okay.
The 6 has.
Okay.
I think it has the 5 sensors, but the 6 chip.
So I was going to share with you because I actually have some unawesome things happening with our Apple Watches.
Uh-oh.
We're about hitting about 3 years of our Apple Watches. And again, I had a weird cracking issue, and they took care of it. But I have, sadly, and this is what held me off from getting an Apple Watch for so long, and it finally happened almost 3 years into it. I want to point out, I got my first scratch on the screen. It's not bad. It is probably, I don't know. It's fine. It's not the worst thing. And when it's when it's dark, you don't even notice it. But it was the first oh no, I did that. Oh no. So we've had an interesting thing, and I'm going to put this out there because I'm looking for feedback on how to solve this problem. My wife has not worn her Apple Watch in about a month and a half. She has started to develop some allergic skin irritation to the metal part, not the band, the metal part, it appears, of the Apple Watch.
Did they make a silicone wrap?
That's what I'm asking.
A silicone protective wrap?
Yeah, is there something like that where there's some kind of case or something that goes around the most of it, I guess? That, and she says it's the... I'm trying to think that how that looks on the back. I don't look at it all that often, but I don't know. And the other question I have is it this middle part where, and that's not even metal that's touching you. That's more a plastic covering, right? Or maybe glass covering. So your aluminum is around the edges on these things, and she's got the same model as me as the 3, just like you, Ron.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, she said she's getting a lot of irritation. Man, I gotta clean this thing. That's maybe we just need to clean it, and that's what's irritating her. Oh, that is disgusting. There's all that soap from washing my hands, apparently. But yeah. So but not that these are reasons to not get it. I think I've never heard of anybody having irritation with the actual metal part of the watch itself. So, but, usually the watch bands, and then you just get a different material, right? So, I mean, I know I get itchy in the summer when it's all sweaty, and this thing doesn't breathe. And I really should get a nylon or cloth, version of it for
it's funny you mentioned that. I was thinking the same thing. Boy, when summer comes, this is going to be very uncomfortable.
It is a little bit. What kind of band do you have over there?
It's the regular.
It's the regular.
Just the one that came with it.
Again, I would recommend, and if you look online, the bands aren't that bad, really.
No.
So, but it would go back for the sensors. I was just seeing Podner's comment here. It says it would go sound, not just not the back for the sensors. So I don't know what that was reference to. But yeah, that's the thing. Like, what case can you get that it blocks it, but the sensors still work? So if anybody has any answer for that, that's something we're kind of investigating. So she can use her expensive wrist device again. It'd be nice. So, but I don't know. Also, wife got a new laptop coming.
Nice. What'd you get?
Thank you everybody who helped with recommendations. But and here's the we're going all over the place. I forget how the show runs. We ended up with a Lenovo. The biggest qualifiers we had was the comments were, I want something that's going to last as long as one of your MacBooks.
Oh.
Okay, so like not a $300 laptop. There's some decent money in this laptop, and that she's taking care of and stuff, right? And she needs a numbs pad.
Okay.
That's the biggest thing. So that we were really kind of locked down or locked out of certain models. We ended up with a Lenovo. We run a Lenovo for the switcher for this. The laptop you guys are on for the Zoom calls. And even this Lenovo laptop was one I was given with a bad hard drive, and I fixed it. But it's like, I like the builds. I was like, these things have lasted me forever. Like, you know,
I gotta cover up the name, but guess.
Yeah.
This is same thing.
Mm-hmm,
ThinkPad, Lenovo. So.
Yeah, they're very good. I think the biggest ding against them was when they had that software concern that they were preloading for a while. But I think they're well past that. Or you just reformat the damn thing. So. But no, I think it's a pretty good one, and she's going to be good to do remote work again, because that, again, $300 laptop from 5 years ago, not swinging it anymore. So we'll see. It'll probably turn into a Zoom machine in the studio, to be quite honest. So I'm sorry, I'm monopolizing your Apple time here. It's weird to say.
No worries whatsoever.
It's weird to say that Krause is on the Apple train.
Yeah.
But man.
And I got to tell you, the headphones, they're quite amazing. Although the one does not stay in my ear as well as I would like it to.
Yeah.
It does stay in.
Yeah.
But I'm constantly, pushing it back down.
That's why I'm concerned about dropping $150 on them and they don't fit my ears. I had somebody about a month ago on an interview, and they kept falling out of her ears. Mm-hmm. And it's the only time I had noise problems because they were clicking against her earrings.
Okay.
I was just like, these are never a problem. Yeah. And I'm looking and I'm watching the video and I'm timing the clicks, and I'm like, oh, that's her earrings. Oh, like it was just the right place. But how many of these things I've done, and I see AirPods, and I'm like, oh, we'll be good. But anyways.
Did you try a different, like, ear cushion on one versus, like, don't switch them both?
Yes, I have.
Okay.
I went down. That didn't help, so I'm actually using the largest one they have, and like I said, it stays in pretty well. But every once in a while, especially when like I'm out shoveling or something, I'll feel it like starting to loosen up a little, and I just have to just basically tap it back.
When you're shoveling snow and you lose your white.
Oh, don't even go there. I usually have a hood on, so
it's just you just stop. Oh God. Oh boy.
Oh, that's a horrible thought. Now I need to get a magic marker and mark.
Yeah, something, right? Like, can I get little like the band like I have on these that's built in? Can I just get like a temporary band for when I'm doing outside stuff for my AirPods? But all right, that's enough on that. Chilla, what is your awesome thing of the week?
And I apologize because I had some tech difficulty. Did you see I put in the notes the Apple Watch bumper cover?
Oh.
And they have it in every size.
Is that
from 38 millimeter all the way up to 44.
Where is that? Down below, or that's right here?
It's right with Krause's.
Okay. And this is potentially to solve.
Oh, look at that.
See, now I've seen something like this, like at what is that box lunch that you told me about in the mall? Like they'd have like Deadpool ones that were like you just slide your Apple Watch into it, and then the band is already attached. So you think that might give her enough clearance there.
Yeah, because
Well, to get the metal away from her arm.
the hole is
Yeah.
only for the glass
Yeah.
on
That must
both
be it.
sides.
Unless she's allergic to glass, but that'd be wild too. But these are Apple Watch bumper covers over on wristwatchstraps.co. Okay. $8.99. It's a cheap solution. So let's get her a blue one and just make this happen. Am I buying stuff on the show? We'll find out as Krause tells me his awesome thing of the week.
He already told you his awesome thing of the week.
What's that? Oh, yeah, Chilla. Sorry. I'm not 100% over here, okay? But it's a lot of traffic.
I'm a huge fan of doodling type apps as well as whiteboard or diagramming, anything that I can grab out the old stylus and just kind of jot or sketch stuff out. I actually follow, I think it was Alex Lindsay that gave me the idea. Nowadays, when I'm going to do like a PowerPoint deck or anything of that nature, I typically sketch it out. Like how I'm going to lay out the pages, how I'm going to tell the story, and then literally take screenshots and put it into each page and then type over top of it and delete the background. So I was very interested to see Microsoft as part of their garage projects now has a journal. It's their first ink-first journaling app. You can do things like scratch out a section of text or of your writing and it will erase it. You can take and lasso text and move it around in your doodling. If you're a fan of whiteboard, I think you would definitely be a fan of this. It looks like they have some like lined type paper, very easily to scroll through. Obviously, it's optimized for 2-in-1 tablet type devices or something with a stylus. I'm guessing some of the inking gestures they did take from whiteboard. But all in all, I was super excited to see this. I've actually downloaded it to my Surface and I've been playing around with it and I like it. So pretty cool app to check out and better than anything, it's free.
So it's free. It's not like part of Teams or anything. It's free for everybody to try, right?
If you want to integrate it with like your calendar, I think it does require the Microsoft 365 integration for your calendar. Like if you wanted to go into your Outlook and whatnot. Yeah. But other than that, from what I've seen, it's free.
Nice. Go check that out.
Is it just a Windows app, or is
it is just a Windows app? I was bummed because the one thing I like about Whiteboard is it's cross-platform. This right now coming out of the garage is Windows only.
Okay.
And I forgot I might have mentioned this before the end of the last one, but Potter's also saying the Nike Sport like band has holes in it, which is good when it's sought out. I mean, it's what's for. Nice. Yeah, that's the sport band, right? So, I think this is supposed to be a sport band too. Secondly, anyways, let's see so the awesome things of the week is Mars, guys. So, listen, it was one of those like I've happened to get the notification about 20 minutes before they landed on Mars, so I got to watch the NASA feed of them in the. In the command center. And then, of course, For All Mankind started again on Apple TV. so you kind of had the vibe going on there. So I'll probably maybe even finish the Apollo 11 series over on Disney Plus that I don't think I ever finished. Not Apollo. Is it Apollo 11? Yeah, no, yeah. First guys on I can't remember what it was called over there. Oh, The Right Stuff. The Right Stuff they did. The kind of series remake they did of the movie based on actual events. But anyways, we went back to Mars, everybody. Dave Potter dropped a lot of stuff in here. So this is like a super awesome thing with a lot of notes. So I'm just going to wrap it all together into Mars. First of all, does everybody know the concept of why this was so significant for the Mars rover? That this was like a larger one. There's this whole I haven't like looked at all the details, but just from the explanations when they because it's kind of like, oh hey, we're at Mars. I kind of haven't caught up with it. But they have this contraption that lowers the drone or the rover, I'm sorry, and then it leaves, and I believe that is so they can retrieve the rover, if I'm not mistaken, right? And
no, it's actually it drops the rover and then basically blasts itself off to crash land somewhere far away. Because the whole idea is they don't want the rover being interrupted at all, so they get that drop vehicle as far away as possible.
So they litter that on Mars. Well, I was concerned because they talked about they were collecting samples that they were actually going to send back to Earth. So,
yeah, that's the next trip.
Okay.
The next vehicle will have the ability to pick those up and then somehow send them home. Okay.
And I don't know if that's the entire rover. I would imagine it's the things that they need from the rover, right? Like there'll be like it's gonna put everything up in a nice little care basket to send back to Earth, I suppose.
Exactly.
So, which will be the first time that we'll have. I think it has to be the first time that we'll have Mars materials on Earth. I'm sure it'll be nothing like Venom.
Was it correct that I read somewhere that this one has the ability to not just beam back photos, but also sound?
Yes. Is
that true?
This one has a microphone. I think some of the other ones may have, and they didn't last, or they didn't get there or something. I know the one on Venus didn't last too long. But yeah, this one has. They don't know how. I think they don't even know how long this one will last because of the conditions. Because the sand, like somebody was saying, like if you get the sand that's in the particulates that are in the atmosphere, if you breathe them in on top of, I don't know if there's probably not enough oxygen for anybody to breathe anyways, but if you got those particulates in your lungs, you're pretty much done, right? It's just gonna like shred them. So, and I think those same things will damages equipment like a microphone, or it's really hard on a lot of the equipment they do send up there. So, so we're up there, good equipment. Somebody, first of all, I don't know. There's a lot of things I can hit up here. The audio is really important, as you mentioned. Also, the quality of the images coming back, because somebody over here compiled 4K footage that is coming back so far. And again, I think the throughput is a little bit larger. The first, I think it was I laughed because you're watching them get excited, and they're like, here's the first image, and it's like this little postage stamps thing up on a screen, and everybody's looking up at it. I'm just like, oh, this is very 1997 internet. Okay. But again, it was like, here's the first like kind of thumbnail image, and then it's like they got to send the rest of the data, right? Because it's pretty far away. But no, it's just the quality of things. There was, I think, the first rover selfie was a part of this, because I believe the unit that came off of it took a picture, could take pictures too as it was going. So, and they said, this is a method that was really important to kind of pull off, because that means we can put more and bigger equipment up there that's going to have more capabilities like this one has. Because the rovers we put up there have been, fairly like, my impression is they're the size of like a bomb squad robot, which I met up the street here actually one time. It was here for a community thing. So, but so those kinds of things. There's
also the drone.
It has its own drone.
It has its own drone. Yes.
Oh boy. So wow, that's gonna be fun. How do they pilot that? Because it takes like I imagine this is relatively the same, but it's one of those like you click forward for a little bit and then you wait for it to happen, right?
Yeah, right. Because there's a delay between when it's sent. A lot of that's autonomous, though. You know what I mean? Like they give it a general, hey, go forward, and it goes for. You know what I mean? And it heads forward.
I'm guessing it's like drones today, where if you hit if you hit like a certain threshold of how far away it is from you and it starts to lose signal, it'll auto loop back. They have some of those drones that will, to do a map scan or a terrain scan, will actually go out and go back and forth so it gets enough overlap in its photography to do like an aerial, a larger aerial photo. That's my guess.
Yeah, they probably just have waypoints and it kind of works on that. So what we're talking about, and I showed pictures a moment ago for you on video. Perseverance is the rover itself, but Ingenuity is a tiny helicopter that tagged along. And this article from The Verge is talking about how Linux has made it to Mars. So apparently that is what most of the contraptions up there are running on to take your pics and your scientific samples. So that's a pretty cool geek fact. Is it was open sourced, what they've been using up there with the JPL and everything up there, NASA. So no, that's really cool. So and I think the Linux is a big part of that helicopter from the drone that we've been talking about too. So
hey, Podner said in the chat that it's dropping a bunch of tubes that will be picked up at a later date.
Tubes?
Yeah, that's for those samples that are going to come back.
Oh, okay.
And he said also that the images are uploaded to an orbiting satellite and then sent to Earth. So
nice.
That's part of, I guess maybe that's part of the delay, because you have to upload to the satellite and then the satellite has to kick the images back.
Or is the satellite like kind of helping that? And he sent us several clips of this was the rover landing. If you're with us on video, and there's some more of it coming off. Yeah, and then you can see the unit coming off. We were talking about that helped to lower it, and it's going to go off and crash land there. Some really awesome stuff. The rover does have an official Twitter account as well, if you want to follow that. When I was searching for it, I just typed in Perseverance, NASA, Mars, something, right, and there were fireworks on the Google search page when I got to it, because I think it was still the day of the launch or the landing up there, right? So, but yeah, Partner shared a lot of things as his awesome thing about Mars. First is the actual video of the lander during landing. I think that's the video I just showed. Second is there was a secret message in the parachute, and then the actual audio recording from the surface of Mars. So we do have some of that's already come back already. So, I guess they were presenting the secret message. Hold on, I'm trying to look at this real quick. Oh, there you go. So there is. It was something about the pattern of the parachute, apparently. So, but no, that's really cool. Just any time that we have an opportunity. There's a great tweet, which used the wrong "your," by the way, that talked about how they had really bad grades in, I think, college, but they were part of the team that that was part of this accomplishment. So STEM guys, STEM and passion. So it's really cool that this really good week for space travel. So I love these things. Anyways, with that, you know what I also love that I forgot to load in here? Our good friends at Slice on Broadway. Love, is that too strong of a word?
No, everyone loves a good pepperoni
Everybody
pizza.
loves a good slice. Our good friends down there supporting Pittsburgh podcasting with the perfect pepperoni pizza. New York City style, yins are made. And did you see the big news this week from our friends at Slice? The expansion continues. Because they are opening.
McGee's Rocks?
No. But they will be, I believe, in Wexford.
Oh, that's okay.
So, I mean.
Although, I don't know, it's probably still closer to where the original than Wexford, I would think.
What's that?
From me to Wexford or from me to your neighborhood,
listen,
it's probably
man,
closer to your neighborhood.
Listen, if you're heading up 79, I can't be too far from that. I haven't looked at the exact. It's in the North Hills, Beachview, Carnegie, the East End.
Nice.
every time we visited one of our friends from the Wrestling Mayhem show to pick some equipment up the other day, and we saw Broadway 2 blocks away, and we said he should petition for a slice on Broadway out here in further out in the South Hills here. So, no, it's good to see that is happening. See that they're doing it really well. And geez, even their spin-offs. We got a butcher access thanks to Tim's Market next to them. Another venture of the crew at Slice on Broadway here in the neighborhood in Beachview. So we got a lot of it feels weird to see businesses opening during the pandemic. So, but thankfully that's helping that average there. So. Don't get me started on the Dunkin' Donuts at the bottom of the hill. I'll tell you. But no, go check out our friends at sliceonbroadway.com. Yeah, no lie. There's going to be a Dunkin' Donuts like mere blocks away from me, and I'm losing it. I'm losing it here. I don't even know. There's going to be so much Dunkin' happening.
Fight the good fight, Sorg.
Oh, I don't know.
Boston cream.
Oh. I mean, just the coffee, just the coffee, the ability. Listen, man, you can make your own coffee. I am wearing out. I'm about to wear out a second Keurig at this point, that I've borrowed after I buried the one in the desert. So back in November, but I forgot that happened. But man, just to be able to just go grab a coffee is it's such a first world luxury, and I love it. Anyways. Let's talk about other things, please.
Especially if it's a good coffee. That's one thing.
Hey, man, the best one is apparently nobody goes to my Starbucks anymore, which I love because I can actually use the drive-thru. So it was so bad. You're just like, I'm not even bothering with this. And you can't even get out of the parking spot because people will block you in while they're waiting in the drive-thru. That's, through the whole thing. So the whole, drive-thru bonanza seems to have slowed down now, finally. But anyways. Like somebody
go to the Green Tree? Which one do you go to that has the drive-through?
Green Tree off the highway here. It's not bad. Okay. It's not a bad drive from where we're
That's not a bad drive. Yeah. I didn't know if you went to Coons Plaza.
No.
They don't have a drive-through.
No, because I don't hate my life. No. And it always I feel like somehow I'm waiting longer down there. So it's I don't know what's going on down there. Anyways. What else do we have going on here? No, there's some Mars stuff. Okay, I had some fun with this one earlier. I was looking at a lot of that some old school stuff, and Retro Gamer is a magazine that's on Apple News Plus, right? And I've been reading it every once in a while, and they had some pieces about Capcom. So I'm reading through it, and then I think I've heard of this before. There's things like, they made Sonic the Hedgehog for the Sega Master System, 8-bit, Nintendo Entertainment System era version of Sonic the Hedgehog. Okay, that's interesting. Of course, it's Sega, right? But I didn't realize they made an 8-bit version of Street Fighter 2. And I found a video of somebody playing it for 20 minutes or something. So... Which it's just this is the equivalent of they put Street Fighter 2 on the Nintendo Entertainment System, and it's actually pretty fast, but it's generally not very good at all. So I just got a little bit of a trip out of that, and wanted to share that with you. And just look up Street Fighter 2 Sega Master System on YouTube, and you're gonna find this video. If you're joining us on audio, or check out our notes and stuff too over on AwesomeCast.com. But it was kind of a just a nice little throwback thing.
I never played a lot of Street Fighter other than on Super Nintendo, maybe. Is there something? Is there another one coming out or something? And the only reason I ask is because there's this coverage. There's Street Fighters coming to Fortnite. Are they coming out with another Street Fighter? Or
I'm not aware of it. I'm trying to get a computer that'll still run Street Fighter 5 that I've barely played on my Steam. But it's not that I'm aware of. Maybe we're coming up on an anniversary. Could be. There is a lot of news on Steam. I think they just released a new pack or season or something. So that might be it. So because we don't put out new games. We just put out new seasons of games.
Or we just reboot them or relaunch them now in 4K.
Yeah.
I feel like my life is nothing but, hey, Diablo 2's coming back out. Like, really? Like, I don't get me wrong, I like Diablo 2, but I feel like there's a lot of, hey, let's relaunch this from 15 years ago.
So here's something, a conversation I literally had yesterday, because I talked about how I was watching For All Mankind, and I've been, like anybody else, bugging my wife to watch Ted Lasso. And just love the Snoopy show, right? And she's like, "Oh, I can catch up with it." And she usually kind of catches up with her own programs, like on the bedroom TV, where we have the Chromecast with Google TV, right? And I was like, "Well, these are the only ones. This is like the only thing you can't watch is the Apple TV stuff." And
you can now.
That's the thing. And and then the next day, I hear on Horse Killers about how Apple TV app is on its way to Chromecast with Google TV. Not Android TV, not your Chromecast, but if you have the Chromecast with Google TV, you can download it. And I saw it; it's in the App Store. I was on my iPhone because if you can go on like the Play Store and if your devices are all registered, you can go download this over here. So I sent that up there. I'll find out tomorrow if it worked, when she complains or not. Or tells me how.
And it's the one, and you can control it from like an Echo speaker. Like you can use the and control Apple TV on Google TV from your other Google devices, which I thought was pretty cool.
Isn't that wild?
It won't load though on a Chromecast.
No,
a regular.
No,
Chromecast.
You can't. Like it won't. You can't send to it that I'm aware of. I don't know if they're going to add that, but I doubt it. So, but I mean, this is like what they've done. My mother has Apple TV, and I made sure we were on family plan, and I got her signed up on her. Like she has one Roku that can run it, of all of them that she has. But it's like, here, Snoopy, and again, she's got to see the Snoopy specials, the Charlie Brown specials. There was just the Valentine's one just popped up over there on Apple TV, even though she has all of them on DVD. Hey, they look
convenient.
They look nice. I forget which one I was watching. I was like, wow, they cleaned this thing up. Yeah, like they like remastered it. It looked fantastic. Like I'll throw the DVD in, and it's like, oh, this looks questionable. It looks like it was the film from the '60s when they made this thing, and it was just like, yeah, they've definitely done some work on them. And by the way, the Snoopy show is wonderful. So. If you've had any fandom of the Peanuts, but some of the old jokes don't move as fast enough for you, this one's good. If you enjoyed the Peanuts movie, the CG one from a few years ago, you'll love this one. So, so that was more big news in my household. So, what else do you guys want to hit up here? Chilla, I see you have something about some a little TV entertainment and a little video game.
Yeah, so then this is why I was asking before the show about, do you guys have Peacock? Because they are creating Frogger, the physical competition.
What?
Yeah, so, and you can actually sign up. They're casting the show right now. It's open to U.S. residents 18 and older. It's going to film in Australia from late May through the end of June.
So Frogga, eh?
I'm like envisioning like a cross between Double Dare and Ninja Warrior.
Yeah,
is what I kind of have in my head.
Like Wipeout, right? Like a version of Wipeout. So,
but I'm interested. So you'll be able to compete for money. They're saying physically demanding challenges. Maybe Dave Podner's going to go try out. I don't know. But the Peacock has ordered 13-hour-long episodes.
Jeez.
And it sounds like there'll be 12 different obstacle courses inspired by the classic video game. I'm hoping they don't try to run people over with cars, but it's Australia, so who knows?
Well, you're going to have a lot more people, if they're wrestling fans, are going to be interested in Peacock because WWE Network was moving over there, right? And they announced it on the pay-per-view that WrestleMania is exclusively on Peacock. And did you watch Twitter freak out? As they're like, what do you mean on Peacock? What's happening to WWE Network? Like it was when we all saw the press release and they shouted it out on Monday Night Raw, but that was the night where it was like the reality set in I suppose. You know, we're like, wait, what happened to this app I've been paying for the last 5 years? You know, so and the answer is it's not going to work before sometime between March 18th and WrestleMania in April. So that's what's happening there. So and there's all kind of rigmarole there, but and they're promoting Chilla. They're promoting Punky Brewster on my wrestling last night because it's on the Peacock. So
the original or a new show?
It's a new show with the same. I think it's the same girl, grown up, and there's like kids she's watching or something. But I want to know: are we going to address the weird alien that she hung with on the cartoon? I'm the only one that remembers that probably.
I don't remember the cartoon. I remember the TV show, but that was short-lived.
Mm-hmm.
Like that didn't last that long.
Also, there's an entire like 7 or 8 seasons of Saved by the Bell and New Class I have no awareness of that apparently exist. Thank you, Peacock.
Was it was that after the college years?
Yeah, it was the New Class. They still had Belding, and then they brought back Screech somehow.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like this ran longer than the original Saved by the Bell. So it was a lot of discovery happening over on Peacock, and chances are you probably already have it.
And I read something right before the show, so I didn't put it on, but I heard Disney was doing something with Disney Star.
So I hate that this is going everywhere because everybody's like, Disney's doing a thing, and it's like, guys, this doesn't apply to any of us. This is like because
it's overseas, and but it sounds like they're getting the equivalent of Disney Plus with Hulu.
All as one service.
All as one service. I feel gypped.
Yeah, really. Sign me up.
But you also don't know how much. Well, what is that going to translate cost-wise too, right? But
they made it well, and we're about to get. I heard we're about to get a price hike, which I think we knew about. There's going to be a price hike.
Yeah, we're paying what, $6 right now?
Something like that. But I think it's only going up to 7, so we're not.
Yeah, we're paying $7 and we're getting what we're getting. Are you kidding me right now? So no, it's fine. It's fine. It's Disney. Do not weep for Disney. So weep for the.
I'm weeping for me because I want the other free content.
Yeah,
we want the bundle. Yeah.
But isn't the bundle Hulu basically like the?
But it's not. There's no additional cost overseas, and it's not. It's not really Hulu because they're coming out with dedicated shows. They're getting some dedicated shows. It's almost like
localized, right?
Yeah. Yeah. To me, it's almost like what HBO Max did with throwing in a bunch of seasons of a bunch of different shows.
Don't be
WB.
It's the thing that works for them for whatever thing that's happening there. It's like my WWE network is going to be part of Peacock here in the States, but changes for nobody else. You know, weep for us because we're going to lose a lot of content, and then we have to. It's a whole other thing, right? But it's just. Everybody's now hyper aware of what's happening with Disney Plus over here, and it's like, well, it doesn't matter. That's what happens there because that's how the deals are there, right? You know, like Disney partners with this, and that's because of this and the other thing. You know, that's just how that market works. So
the UK only has like 4 channels.
Wait.
1, 2, 3, 4,
they
maybe
have Sky
5.
TV. You know,
the UK has 4 channels. Hold on. Let me message my friend in the UK. I'm just gonna.
Village is pissed off a whole country.
Hold on, remind me.
We just lost the 17 viewers that come from the UK.
Don't worry, he listens to the Wrestling Mayhem show. I don't think he listens to this show. So
we're safe.
I am making a note here to send this clip to him.
Confirm that.
Yeah. Can confirm. But I've been watching a lot of Letterkenny, but I can't deliver any of the lines appropriately. So I just say weird stuff every once in a while. UK has 4 channels. Okay. Making a note here. Jeez. Did we finish that one?
Sure.
Something Frogger, something Twitch. So if you remember, I think most of us remember Metallica and Napster, right?
Oh yeah.
And I think wasn't there recently a documentary about the whole Napster Metallica thing? Like I thought I saw that a little bit ago. So I guess virtual BlizzCon happened. And they're streaming on every platform, as we do here on this show, right? And it seems, it would appear that and Twitch has been a little squirrely about music rights lately. They've been muting a lot of people, even if I'm sure they'd mute my Burnout Paradise play because it's got Welcome to Paradise City by Guns N' Roses on it, things like that. So what we ended up with is the Metallica starts playing For Whom the Bell Tolls apparently on Twitch. It was fine on YouTube. It was fine on the other things, but Twitch decided on theirs. And from what I understand, this streamed to like an official Twitch gaming feed in partnership with Blizzard. Blizzard had their own feed. And apparently this, from what I understand, this only happened on Twitch's official feed, not over on Blizzard's, not over on any of the other things. They replaced live, mind you, the music of Metallica as Metallica was playing live to the most hilarious replacement music. It's pretty fantastic. I don't even want to show the video. I don't even want to risk it because it's Metallica. But yeah, they're just like, we don't want to get DMCA'd by Metallica on our own platform, so we replace the music. I don't know if it's a nice little troll of Metallica that is the reason we have so much DMCA litigation right now. It is, so, or if it's a legitimate concern, they just like, we're just not even going to deal with this. Here you go.
Or did Skynet become self-aware and just it overlaid it?
Yeah. It was much like, the YouTube algorithms. They just, kind of over... we can't play anything because it'll be, it doesn't recognize commentary, as a fair use thing. And then my timely news show goes up 3 days later when it doesn't matter anymore. So I thought this was hilarious, and I love it was just like, and it's like they're playing in their basement. I don't know what's going on. Right? It was so weird to begin with. And then Twitch did this. So it appears Twitch pulled the BlizzCon Online VOD from its Twitch gaming channel. And, oh, geez. Yeah. So that was a fun thing from the weekend. What else we got in here, guys? We got a couple of minutes left, I think. Maybe. Twitch plays Metallica.
I feel bad because Dutters isn't here, and I had Doc Martens' new Hello Kitty collection. We had the Super Mario coming to Animal Crossing. There were so many Dutters topics that I had lined up
about that.
Next week.
Hold them over till next week.
So the one thing, and what I found on on TikTok this week. So I added something into the notes around it. It's kind of a I don't know if it's necessarily a gadget, but I plan on buying one of these. It's actually on order.
So you already bought one of these?
I already bought one of these. They call it like a desktop dry erase board.
Okay.
It's kind of an angular. It almost looks like a really high-pitched like keyboard, but it's a dry erase board with a little area, nooks and crannies to store stuff. I'm getting the black one because I think it looks cool, and then I can use neon dry erase markers. But it kind of fits like above where your keyboard normally would be.
Mm-hmm.
And instead of, because like sometimes I use Post-it notes, I don't have space for like a giant whiteboard like I do when I'm in the office. But and I've tried really, really hard to leave the pen and paper and go digital.
Mm-hmm.
But there's some times when you're like screen sharing and you have like, I have notes on this thing and I'm trying to make eye contact with people over here and I'm trying to watch my presentation over here. I just need like something to write something down on. But I don't want to go back to pen and paper, or even I'm not a huge fan of Post-it notes either, because they just end up piling up, and then I have a pile of Post-it notes that I'm like, yeah, I didn't pay attention to these. I can just toss them. So this will give me kind of a, there I see you, Krause has the notepad. This will give me kind of just enough space. It's almost 18 inches wide. And it looks like about a little over 7.5 inches deep. And then I can put the markers right in there. So when I'm done, I can kind of be clean about it. I don't know. I'm super excited about this.
Nice little hidey hole for things over there.
Nice little hidey hole.
Yeah. I mean, I could see it as a thing to put like little notes on and stuff during the day. You know, just a reminder, do this at 3 or something. Yeah, I like that.
I saw in the ratings they did not like the like if you saw in the one picture they had where it's kind of like a little slot in the top where you can tuck a tablet or a phone. I heard that didn't get rave reviews, but I'm not overly worried about that.
Oh, see, I thought that was kind of cool that you could shove your phone in there. Yeah, I love that.
I'll have to cover. So I got one of my favorite Christmas presents I got is actually like a lap desk for the couch. And it's big enough to hold the 16-inch MacBook Pro. It has a side area that has an integrated keyboard or a mouse pad, and it has an area for your phone. And that is awesome for the late evenings when I'm just doing some work while I'm watching TV. That has one of those slots, and I love that. But
nice. But this is you can find on Amazon. It's $29.99. Again, it is the audio-visual direct glass desktop computer notepad set, black dry erase.
They do have it in white. If you don't like black dry erase and you don't want to get the neon colors, they do have one that's just white.
And they show the tablet tucking capability in there a little bit. So, I mean, I'm sure that's like with no case and things like that. Crazy Krause, Ron Krause, thank you so much for joining us on the show this week. And very last minute as well, I want to point out. And thank you so much for dropping in for that.
Yeah, no worries. No problem at all. Just let me know when you need me if I can do it. You know, it's not like I'm leaving the house, you know?
Yeah, it's like, I'm like, oh, where are we? In my mind, it's like, oh, maybe he's got errands and something he needs to do. I'm like, that's not a thing that happens.
No, that's not a thing that happens.
Chilla on the Twitters and other places.
Yeah, and John Chill on the Facebooks, and I don't remember what my TikTok thing is. I rarely post. I think it's Chilla579.
There you go.
Wait, you post to TikTok?
What?
No, I don't.
I would love to see a Chilla TikTok.
I am a watcher.
Yeah, me too. I'm
more of a consumer over there.
Yeah.
I do once I get. I'm moments away from probably my first TikTok when I preview The Office.
My mother sent me a new video of cause she has those solar head bobby kind of things, like the flowers that dance or something. There's a new owl that spins his head, and so she sends me a little video, like a 10-second video of that for like out of nowhere Sunday. So I turn it into a lazy Sunday TikTok and send it back to her. So, anyways, so much fun. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining us. We'll be back here next week talking all the geekiness. Please check out everything. Subscribe, rate, and review us, especially on the Apple Podcast side of things. It helps out a whole bunch. And again, keep an eye out. Speaking of TikTok, on the Sorgatron account, there's been a lot of TikToks for the show and as well as on other platforms. I'm also on Reddit. If you're on Reddit, look at Sorgatron. Look for Sorgatron on there. I just post kind of my own thing for right now. I'm kind of starting to understand Reddit after all these years. So, but no, go say hi, help me upvote things so people can see things and that we're doing here on this and other shows. Thank you so much. We'll see you guys next time. You've been our awesome audience. Have an awesome week. This show is a member of the Sorgatron Media Podcast Network. Find out more at sorgatronmedia.com.